Welcome you all for the presentation on topic boilers. This topic is included in the module 2 of subject elements of mechanical engineering. This is Dr. Ramesh RS, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Damagere. Contents to be discussed in this presentation are: what is a boiler, what is the main function of boiler, what are the important classifications of boiler, what is the major difference between fire tube and water tube boiler? Construction and working of Lancashire boiler. Let us look into the definition of boiler. What is a boiler? Boiler is a closed metallic vessel in which water is heated behind the boiling point of water and converted into steam by the application of heat energy. It is a closed metallic vessel. Water is converted into steam by the application of heat energy. Suppose the boiler is not closed. What happens is that it is not possible to get the increasing pressure of the steam that has been generated inside the boiler. Suppose it is not metallic, then it cannot withstand the pressure and temperature of the steam which has been generated inside the boiler. Therefore, it must be closed and metallic vessel in which we can generate steam by using water. Water is heated behind the boiling point of water by the application of heat energy. Let us look into the function of boiler. What is the main function of boiler? The main function of the boiler is to supply the steam which has been generated in the boiler at the required pressure. Various applications of the steam are like that. Even we can use the steam in processing industries or in power generation applications, where actually it is required to get the increase in pressure of the steam. Means the required pressure has to be, we want to have that. Suppose the steam is supplied at rated pressure or required pressure, that is the main function of boiler. Then why do we require steam? Steam is required for various important applications such as in generation of electrical power, in processing industries to propel the ships. In generation of electrical power, steam generated in the boiler that can be supplied to the turbine, steam turbine. The steam turbine is coupled to the generator. Therefore, the electrical power can be generated by using the steam. In processing industries such as chemical industry, textile industry, or even in sugar industries, for processing applications we use the steam. To propel the ships we also use the steam. These are some of the important applications of the steam. It says about why do we require steam. Then we will look into one more important aspect in this presentation, such as classifications of boiler. How do we classify boiler? So many ways are there to make the classifications of boiler. Out of that, here we shall discuss four important types, such as horizontal and vertical. Second is fire tube and water tube, natural circulation and forced circulation, internally fired and externally fired boilers. In horizontal boiler, the boiler cell is mounted horizontally. In vertical boilers, the boiler cell is mounted vertically. Suppose the boiler cell is mounted horizontally, then we call it as the horizontal boiler. Suppose the boiler cell is mounted vertically, then we call it as the vertical boiler. Fire tube and water tube boiler. In fire tube boiler, the flue gases obtained by the combustion of fuel, they are passing inside the tube, whereas the water circulates around the tube. In water tube boiler, water is flowing inside the tube, whereas the flue gases obtained by the combustion of fuel, they are circulating around the tube. Natural circulation. No external force is required to make the circulation of water inside the boiler. Forced circulation boiler. Here An external force is required to make the circulation of water in the boiler cell. Internally and externally fired boilers. In internally fired, the combustion of the fuel takes place inside the boiler cell. Suppose the combustion of fuel takes place outside the boiler cell, then we call it as the externally fired boiler. Examples for internally fired boiler are Lancashire boiler, Cornish boiler. Examples for externally fired boiler are Babcock boiler and then Stirling boiler. Let us see the important difference between fire tube and water tube boiler. So the diagram shows the fire tube boiler. This diagram shows the water tube boiler. In fire tube boiler, the flue gases obtained by the combustion of fuel, they are passing inside the tube, whereas the water circulates around the tube in case of the fire tube boiler. In water tube boiler, water is flowing inside the tube, whereas the flue gases are circulating around the tubes. Example for fire tube boiler is Lancashire boiler. Example for water tube boiler is Babcock and Wilcox boiler. You should know the difference between fire tube boiler and then water tube boiler. Let us move to see one more important aspect in this presentation, such as construction and working of Lancashire boiler. Three views are shown here. This is front view of boiler, this is top view of boiler, and this is side view of boiler. Here we need to discuss about construction and working of boiler. Lancashire boiler is a horizontal, internally fired, natural circulation fire tube boiler. The reason is that the boiler cell is mounted horizontally. The combustion of the fuel takes place inside the boiler cell. No external force is required to make the circulation of water, and the flue gases are passing inside the tube. That's why it is a horizontal, internally fired, natural circulation fire tube boiler. It consists of a long horizontal cylindrical cell. This is the horizontal cylindrical cell. This cylindrical cell is supported over the brickwork setting. This is the brickwork setting. This boiler cell is supported over the brickwork setting. Inside the boiler cell, two large diameter flue tubes. Here in the side view you can see that this is one of the flue tube and this is one more flue tube. Two large diameter flue tubes are fitted inside the boiler cell. They are fitted inside the boiler cell and they run throughout the length of the boiler. It means they are running from front end to rear end of the boiler. The brickwork setting is designed in such a way that it provides an enclosed chamber for the fire tubes or flue tubes. Fire tube at the rear end connected to the bottom central channel. In the front end, it connected to the side channels 1 and 2. In the side view, you can see that this is the bottom central channel and this is the side channel 1 and then this is the side channel 2. Therefore, this brickwork setting provides an enclosed chamber for these flue tubes. In each of these flue tubes at the front end, furnace grates are provided. Furnace grates are nothing but they are the metallic plates over which the combustion of the fuel takes place. Ash pit is provided here just to collect the ash as and when the combustion process takes place. Blow-off valve is used to remove any impurities from the boiler cell through this blow-off valve. Furnace door is provided at the front end of the boiler to keep the fuel or charge inside the boiler cell. Safety valve is used to safeguard the boiler when the steam pressure exceeds more than the working pressure. Stop valve is used to supply the steam at the required pressure. Safety valve is provided on the top of the boiler cell. Similarly, stop wall is also provided at the top of the boiler cell. This is about the constructional details of Lancashire boiler. Now coming to the working of this boiler, how this boiler will works. With the help of this diagram, we can explain how this boiler will works. Initially, the boiler is filled with water. About 3 by 4 volume of the water is filled inside the boiler cell. The remaining is the steam space that is used to collect the steam as and when the water is converted into steam. At the front end, through the furnace door, charge is placed at the furnace grates. Sufficient air is passed toward the boiler cell or toward the fire tube. Then the combustion of the fuel takes place here. As and when the combustion of the fuel takes place, it releases the flue gases. These flue gases are moving from front end to rear end. This we call as the first run. When the flue gases are moving from front end to rear end, the portion of the water which is near to there gets heated and converted into steam. Then when the flue gases are coming at the rear end, they are passing through the bottom central channel. The portion of the water near to there gets heated and converted into steam. This we call as the second run. When the flue gases are coming to the front end, they are divided into two parts and they are moving through the side channels 1 and then side channel 2. The portion of the water near to there gets heated and converted into steam. This we call as the third run. Therefore, you can see that first run means movement of the flue gases from front end to rear end. Then second run, movement of the flue gases from rear end to front end. Third movement, that is movement of the flue gases through side channels 1 and 2. Therefore, as and when these flue gases are moving like that, the water near to there gets heated and converted into steam due to heat transfer between the heat of the flue gases to the water. So the density of the hot water is less compared to cold water. Therefore, the steam is collected at the top portion of the boiler cell. When it reaches to the required pressure, it has been supplied to the place where exactly it is required through this stop valve. This boiler have the capacity of 15 to 20 bar pressure. It means that using this Lancashire boiler, it is possible to generate the steam pressure of around 10 to 15 bar, and it can have the steam evaporative capacity such as 8500 kg per hour. Therefore, it is suitable for processing industries applications. So this completes the construction as well as working of Lancashire boiler with the help of these diagrams here. Suppose you feel difficulty to write all the three views, then at least you can make use of the front view and then side view to explain about the construction and working details of this Lancashire boiler. I hope all of you are clear about this concept. Okay, then what we have discussed about the construction and working of Lancashire boiler. Here I have listed all those points such as cylindrical cell. Of course, you can say what is the cylindrical cell? It is nothing but the boiler cell. Then two large diameter flue tubes. They are nothing but the flue tubes which are fitted inside the boiler cell. At the front end of the flue tubes, in each of these, the furnace grates are provided, where actually the combustion of the fuel takes place. That's why when these flue tubes are provided inside the boiler cell, and of course the combustion of the fuel takes place inside the boiler cell, therefore it is a fire tube boiler. And this cylindrical cell is mounted horizontally, that's why it is a horizontal boiler. Brickwork setting. This brickwork setting supports the boiler cell as well as it provides enclosed chamber for these flue tubes. Manhole is the passage through which the man can enter and clean the boiler, off only when it is required. Steam safety valve, that is used to safeguard the boiler when the steam pressure exceeds more than the working pressure. Relief valve, that also relieves the excess pressure if the pressure inside the boiler cell exceeds more than the rated pressure. Feed check valve, that regulates or controls the flow of water enter into the boiler cell. Furnace grates are the metallic plates over which the combustion of the fuel takes place. Bottom central channel, that is the passage provided by using the brickwork setting. The flue gases are moving from rear end to front end. When they are moving like that, the portion of the water surrounds there itself, gets heated and converted into steam. Rear chimney. At the common passage, the flue gases at the rear end collected and they are passing through the rear exit toward the rear chimney. Similarly, the working details of this boiler can be summarized by using these points. Combustion of fuel that takes place at the furnace grates inside the boiler cell. First run, movement of flue gases from front end to rear end. Second run, movement of flue gases from rear end to front end through bottom central channel. Third run, movement of flue gases from front end to rear end through side channels 1 and 2. Using these points, you can explain about the working of the Lancashire boiler. In this presentation, we have discussed what is the boiler. Boiler is a closed metallic vessel in which water is converted into steam by the application of heat energy. The main function of boiler is to supply the steam at the required pressure. The important classifications of boiler are horizontal and vertical boiler, fire tube and water tube boiler, internally fired and externally fired boiler, natural circulation and forced circulation boiler, construction and working of Lancashire boiler. So with the help of at least any two views, you can explain the construction as well as working of this boiler. I hope all of you are clear about this presentation. Thank you for listening and watching. This is Dr. Ramesh Aras, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Davangere. Thank you once again.